Hey guys, welcome to Crystal of Atlan. In this video, I'm going to give you a guide and a tutorial on everything on how to play the game. And with that being said, let's start off. So when you play the game, you're gonna select your character. Honestly, all characters in this game are very good. There's no bad characters. The best characters are right now currently is the sword and the spellcaster. Okay, I would recommend though to play whatever class you like. Whichever class you like is the class that you should play. All of them are very balanced. However, in the PvP area, I would say the the spellcaster has the upper hand in PvP, and so does the sword master. Okay, or AKA Magiblade. Anyways, so make sure, be careful on which character, be careful which character you pick, because at level 30 you're going to receive an awakening ability. So once you reach an awakening ability, meaning your character is going to be even stronger. Okay, so each character has an awaken ability. Now, some characters have only 2 awakening abilities. For example, the Gunslayer only has 2 abilities. But if you go to the Spellcaster, you have 3 awaken abilities. You have your basic Spellcaster, and then you have your Warlock. Okay, this is your Warlock. Right over here. Okay. And then you have your Magician. Okay. So these are your 3 awakening classes. Not all of them have it, but most of them has two awakening class. Most of them. So me personally, though, as a beginner, though, I would recommend with the sword. It's very fluid, very nice. This is what I main. So anyway, so yeah, once you select your character, okay, you're gonna go. So as you can see here, I have 3 ults. I have 3 ults. Okay, but this is my main character, level 56. So when you start off the game, it's gonna load you up over here eventually. When you get to this point, okay, when you get to this point, if you want to customize your character, you're gonna have to come over here. Okay, and this is where you're gonna be able to customize your character. Keep in mind that once you customize your character, you can come back here later and change your appearance and your clothes and your color and whatnot. You could change that, so you will be able to change your appearance at around level 10 or 15 or 20, something like that. Okay, now my very best tip for you is to level up fast is do the main story. Do the main story as much as possible. Go through the main story. Once you can no longer progress in the story, because in this game there's called energy. Okay, in this game there's energy. Alright, so once you're out of energy, there's these boxes that are called battery. Okay, you got battery pack, and energy box. Basically, these regenerate your battery. Okay, it regenerates your battery. So if you want to continue, let's say right now I have 0 energy. So if I wanted to continue with the story, I can open this box and get 5 energy more. Each story costs about 5 energy to 10 energy, maximum up to 20, but most of the time it's between 5 to 10. Okay, so once you've done that, okay, once you progress in the story, right, it's going to eventually it's going to show you about gear. Now the gear could be overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna get too much into detail, but I'll explain it for you very simple. So your gear, you don't level up your gear at all, okay? Because you're gonna get a lot of purple equipment, okay? So make sure what you see. For example, you see, for a beginner's guide, okay, I would recommend that you equip just anything that you see a green bar right here, like the green that says go up, like for example like this goes up, I would recommend you put it on. Okay, put it on, and it'll boost overall your strength and your account. Okay, so these are basically your gears. Okay, your gears. Now there is PvP. So PvP is a different type of gear. Okay, so there's dungeon gear and then there's PvP gear. The difference is the PvP gear is mainly for, you know, PvP. Your dungeon gear is pretty much, you know, where you play with other players and farm gears and stuff and whatnot. So anyway, so that's pretty much your gear. I recommend to not level up. Do not enhance your gear until you got purple gear. Once you get purple gear, you can start enhancing your equipments. Okay, only up to 7. Okay, only up to 7, because as you guys, I'm gonna show you guys an example here. So if I go to my enhancement here, I have a 100% rate up to level this up. Okay, now it will cost me gold, so it's gonna, in this case, it's gonna cost me 20,000. So I'm gonna upgrade it, and as you upgrade your gear, eventually it's going to decrease your success rate. All right, as you can see here, now I have 80%, 70%, and so forth. As you continue to upgrade your gear, your chances of enhancing them will decrease. However, there is an option where you can use catalyst. Now, a catalyst is where you equip in a catalyst to enhance further beyond your success rate on enhancing your gear. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, you get these, basically you get these pretty easily. You get these spare parts from dismantling your gear. I highly recommend that you, because you're gonna get a lot of gear. I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna get a lot of gear. So you, for beginner's guide, you always want to make sure that these two are equipped and just dismantle it. Just dismantle it. It doesn't. You don't really need it, because eventually you're gonna have some good equipment. You don't need to replace it every 5 minutes. Okay, but yeah, and so do the main story and put on your gear. Okay, and now, I'm not gonna get too much into detail on what a circuit is, but a circuit is basically a relic. Okay, is basically your relics. So these are your relics. Okay, so you let's say, for an example, let's go. I want to put a relic on this weapon. Okay, so what I would do then is I would go over here. And I would, so these are your relics over here. The keys are your relics. So if you level up your relics, it'll unlock substats as well as main stats, I believe. And you equip these relics with your gear, okay? And when you equip them, it'll make your character stronger overall. Okay, so that's what secrets are. Okay, that's what this does basically. These over here is your relics, where you equip it to the gear, and it'll make your character stronger. Okay, and now your outfits. Okay, it's pretty explanatory. It's where you put on your outfits that you got on. Currently, you do get a free outfit after logging in a certain amount of days, so make sure you log in every day. Okay, and so yeah, progress as much as you can in the story. Once you can no longer progress in the story, you can play PvP. Okay, you can play over here, you can play PvP. You have your solo and your teams. You could play whichever. This you could play endlessly. You could continue until you want to stop. Okay, and you also have your limited time events, so make sure you claim these events as you get rewards as you continue to level up and do random stuff in the game. So make sure you do these, because you get these rewards for free. and make sure you collect this on your daily login. Make sure you collect your daily logins. After 7 days, you get a voucher, okay? And so you want to be doing these. Also, keep in mind, when you start off the game, eventually you're going to be introduced into pets. Now you may be asking, what does a pet do? A pet allows you to heal and do damage at the same time. So, for example, this one basically heals me, and then this one deals damage to the enemy, okay? So that's what pets are. They're basically your companions, where they help you, you know, make your character stronger, and these pets can help you in battle, okay? That's what they are. Now, also keep in mind, you have your fleet. Now you may be asking, what is a fleet? A fleet is basically your guild, okay? Make sure you log in daily. Make sure you log in daily to check in, okay? Make sure you do your daily as soon as you join your guild. Make sure you do your dailies, log in, check in, okay? As you will get rewards and whatnot. I'm not gonna get into too much into detail, but that's what that is, okay? Also, let's talk about the gacha system. Let's talk about the, you know, let's talk about the summoning system, okay? A lot of people are wondering, how does this work? This is overwhelming. As a new player, I would recommend that as a free-to-play player, you get the Supreme one, which is basically a title, okay? That's what it is. So you'll get this title, and it'll hover over above your name, and it will say the Supreme one once you get this title, okay? Now, as a free-to-play player, you want to get the title mainly because it boosts overall your character status, and it's just really good. And so your blessing of the sky is basically it's the same thing as the title. It'll enhance overall your character and provide you more status, which is pretty good. And also, I do like the design, so it's pretty nice. But as a free-to-play player, I would recommend the Supreme one. And then you have your golden title insignia, which are basically your sockets, okay, where you equip it to like a title, I believe, or something. Yeah, it's basically a socket. That's what it basically is. If you don't know what a socket is, just search it up. And then, last but not least, you have your weapon banner. Okay, you have your weapon banner over here. Okay, and last but not least, you have your summoning pets. I do not recommend you pull for this unless you're a whale. This pet is it's pretty good, but it's not crazy. It's not like a must pull. So I would leave that alone. Now let's talk about the shop. The shop has a lot of stuff, okay? The only thing that I recommend, if you want to spend a little bit of money, your best thing to buy in the item shop is the Phantasm Pass, because you get 20 plus energy for free, and you get daily login rewards, okay? You get literally like 300 crystals, or I believe in this game they're called, what are they called? They're called Opa. You get 300 Opa, okay? Also, make sure that you and when you go to the shop, make sure that you claim your free rewards on when you go over here on your pack. There should be a free reward. I already collected mine, so, but normally there's a free reward pack that you could always get just by logging in. So make sure you do that, okay? So also you have your vouchers. Your vouchers is basically where you buy your bundles and packs and whatnot. And over here you could buy you could also buy, you know, outfits over here on your summon. And you could also buy outfits over here with the currency OPA, okay? So that's really about it, though. So that's your gacha system and whatnot, and what everything does. I do recommend you to do the story as much as possible. Once you've done the story, once you've done the story, okay, make another account, because as you progress in the game, okay, as you progress in the game, you can continue playing the game, and it'll refill your energy. Okay, it's gonna refill your energy, but in a different character. Okay, so yeah, so make sure you make an alt account. It's not really recommended. It's not mandatory, but I mean, I would highly recommend you to build at least 2 characters, 2 extra alts, okay, and play different classes. And so, yeah, so make sure you do your dailies. After you do your dailies, log into your alt account and progress in the stories. And also, there is a skip option where you could skip the whole entire story. So make sure you just skip that, because once you see it, you know, on your main account, you don't have to watch the whole thing again. So yeah, I think that's really about it. You have your events. I already said it. Talked about that. And oh yeah, one last thing. Okay, in the game, eventually in the game, you're gonna get a free. So if you hover over your profile picture, you can get you can equip your avatar, and you could equip a avatar frame. Currently, I do not have any in this alt account, but the main important thing that I want to show you guys is your title. Once you unlock the title, okay, you want to go over here where it says privileges. Above privileges, you click on this book, and over here, this is where you're going to equip your titles. Okay, this is where you're going to equip your titles and whatnot. And your monarchy is basically what you display. You can display your fleet or your adventure or your rank mode. In this case, I'm Bronze Adventurer. And so these are basically where your title is, or your titles are at, where you equip them once you unlock one, okay? And also, I want to talk about the inventory real quick. Once you run out of inventory, I recommend that you either store some, or you unlock more slots. Okay, and so also with the gearing system, do not worry about crafting and all that. Just worry about that later on. So yeah, with that being said, guys, that's all that I got for you in this video. If this video helped you out, make sure to drop a like and a follow and subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop in the comments, and I will answer to my best of ability. Okay, hope this helped, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.